Hi again, everyone. In this video, we'll go over the quote and invoice function of the native CakeBoss Cloud Invoices. Before we look at the actual invoice, let's look at a couple of important settings for invoices on the My Bakery screen. The first option we'll look at is the Order Message tab. This is a short message that will display on the bottom left corner of all your invoices and quotes. There is a 400-character limit on this message. It's a great place for a short message like "Thank you for your business" or "Happy Holidays." If you have a longer message or would like to have contract terms as a part of your invoice, that can be done on the Terms tab. Make sure to save any changes you make on this screen before leaving. The Terms tab is where you'll find space for your contract terms. There is an unlimited amount of space for the terms, and a rich text editor is also supplied, so you can insert images or other special formatting. If you check the Add Terms box, then these terms will always be on page 2 of your invoices and quotes. Let's move to the Logo tab. This is where you can upload your logo that will display on every invoice and quote. The maximum image size for your logo is 250 by 250 pixels, and you can see the supported file types here on the sticky note. You can select and upload your logo by clicking Upload Logo. Lastly, on the Colors tab, you have the option for choosing an accent color for the divider bars on your invoices. The default color is light blue, but since my logo has a lot of bright pink on it, I'm going to choose bright pink as my accent color. And click Apply, and then make sure to save before you leave this page. I am here on an order that has already been created, and the first thing that I want to draw your attention to is that the order status is quote. When the order status is quote, this order will not appear in any of your financial reports, and it will appear in red font on your calendar. When you generate an invoice on a quote, the word quote will appear at the top right side of the invoice. If the customer accepts the quote, change the order status to New, Active, or Ready for Customer, and the order information will be reflected in your reports. The order will display on your calendar in normal font, and the word Invoice will appear at the top right side of the invoice. So let's generate this invoice for the quote. I want to go over to the Payments tab to demonstrate an important feature of invoicing. When an invoice is generated, the total due for that invoice will be your next scheduled unpaid payment. So do make sure to schedule one or more payments before generating the invoice. The amount due on this quote will be $100 because that is the next scheduled payment. To generate and view the invoice, click the Invoice button. You can see that it says quote rather than invoice at the top right side. Here are the details from my order, my logo, my matching accent color, and the order message I entered on the My Bakery screen. I do have the Add Terms box checked on the My Bakery screen, so you can see at the top it says I am on page 1 of 2. My terms are page 2, so all I need to do is click this arrow to move to page 2 and view the terms. And then you can click the arrow back if you wish. With the invoice in this view, you can export to a variety of formats like PDF, Excel, or rich text, or print it out. But let's say you want to get it to your customer quickly without printing it out or saving it to your device as a PDF. Let's click the back button on the browser to return to the order. And I'll go back to the Payments tab. On the Payments tab, you'll notice an envelope icon next to every scheduled payment. So on this order, I have 2 scheduled payments, the first being for $100. I'll click the mail icon next to the $100 payment. This takes me to a page that gives me the option to email my customer a link so they can view the invoice online. Please note that you must have an email address entered for your customer on that customer's information screen to make use of this function. On this screen, I can preview the invoice to make sure it's correct. So if I click Preview, I will see it exactly as the customer will see it. You'll notice that it's exactly the same as the quote we looked at when we clicked the Invoice button. The only difference is the link location, which is a public location so that your customer can view the invoice. This preview opened in a new window, so I'll close the window and click Send. You'll see that you get a green pop-up box in the top right corner of your screen that will say Quote Sent. Your customer will receive an email with a link to this invoice where they can view, print, or export the invoice. Let's take a look at the email that the customer receives. It will appear as coming from CakeBoss software, and the subject will be Invoice or Quote, and then the order number, from your bakery name, sent using CakeBoss Cloud. And when they open the invoice, it will contain your bakery name and then a short message containing the amount due on the invoice, a link to the invoice with that public URL we saw in the preview, and then signed by you with a hyperlink to your email address. There is a reminder at the bottom of the email that your customer should not reply to this email address, as the email is generated by a mail server that does not receive incoming mail. The customer should click on your email address to communicate with you by email. So let's return to the order and very quickly demonstrate how an invoice for the second payment looks. You can see I've now marked the order status as active. If I flip over to the Payments tab, I'm going to mark the $100 payment as having been made. And so I want to send the customer an invoice for the remaining balance. You can see that the amount due is now $525. And if I preview the invoice as the customer sees it, it will reflect the $100 payment already paid and the new amount due. So I'll close this preview window and click Send. And you'll see the green pop-up that says Invoice Sent. If you're interested in using PayPal to send invoices and receive payments in CakeBoss Cloud, click the PayPal button to learn more about the optional PayPal module. Thanks for watching.